Hey YouTube, Blade Obsession back. Been a little while since I've done a video. Got a couple of new knives here. Actually, one of them's a machete. Actually, one second, I forgot one little thing. This goes with the first item. I'll get right down to it, why not? This is the first item. Cold Steel Tactical Tonto Machete. And there's the back of the packaging. It was in a plastic package. And I just cut the top off and that's how it comes. Which is a lot easier than some other packaging that I've had before. So anyway, here she is. I think they said on the website it's 19 3/4 overall with a 13-inch blade. They tried to imitate the, I guess, is it Stingray or Eels, whatever the heck they use, some kind of cord they use. This is polypropylene, as they use in a lot of their machete, cheaper, machetes, but I mean, it looks cool. I saw one other video where some guy said it kind of hurts if you're doing stab, if you're like doing hammer stabs, but how often are you going to do that with a machete? That's what I'm thinking. This also comes in two different other lengths. There's a tactical katana machete, which is like 40 inches long. There's a tactical wakizashi, which is 24 overall, I believe, 24 inches. And the Tonto, which is the baby brother, I guess, is 19 3/4, which I like. I could probably go with a wakizashi, but for machete. But I thought this way, if you got this one, actually anybody that knows anything about knives knows that generally, if it's a fixed blade, the shorter it is, the less flex it's going to have. And a machete's designed to have a little flex anyway, but I wanted something a little more rigid so that if you could use it as a home defense weapon. But it's got a pretty wide blade profile. I'd say this is about 1.5 inches, maybe. And I've always loved Tontos anyway. Trying to get some close-ups of the edge and the blade. And one thing that made me happy about this one, because a lot of the newer Cold Steel, especially the budget ones, are made in China. And this one says South Africa. So whenever you see that, you know it's going to be a pretty good quality one. The ones made, anybody that knows about Cold Steel will tell you the ones made in South Africa are generally better quality. So, I forget what you call this thing. Some kind of guard. Normally, I think the scabbard on an oriental blade is, or like a katana, is called a suba, or something like that. And I can't remember what they call that little piece. If anybody knows, they can write it down in the comments. The sheath, it's their typical sheath. It's not bad. It's got that plastic piece that's riveted at the end, and it's solid. It'll keep the blade from poking through the cordura and stabbing you in the leg or whatever. And I like how the actual snap goes through this part of the guard and loops around like that, so that's very secure. It's not going to come out. Once you got that snapped in, it's coming around that guard, so that's good. If I had one gripe, it would be that there's no belt loop. And I don't see a way, unless you know somebody that can sew you know, a nylon loop on there, maybe you could do that. But I guess this is maybe meant for more of a backpack. Shove it down in a backpack pouch or something like that, or keep it in the back of your car. I'm not really sure, but if you're using it around the house, it's not going to be a big deal. But if you wanted to take it hiking or camping with you, you would either have to wear a backpack, or you would have to maybe put some other rivets or something in here, you know, eyelets or something, you know, to carry it. Maybe use some paracord. I don't really know. I don't know what I would do with that. But I was just thinking more of a, you know, around the house, home defense, stuff like that. You can see it's got a little bit of flex, but like I said, with it being shorter, it's probably not going to have as much as the longer ones. Because I've seen some videos on the longer ones, like the Wakizashi, and I know they got flex. You can see the spine, it's not super thick, but with it being that wide, it makes it a lot stronger. One other gripe I had about it when I got it was dull as a butter knife. I've watched other videos on these and people say they come sharp, but this one was not. And I have been working on it, and you can see where I've made some cuts here. Been playing with it. It's better than it was, much better. What? It's a good working edge. You don't. What? On a machete, you don't want a super fine edge, because if you do, if the angle's too steep, and you go to chop it into some thick bushes or something like that, the edge is going to roll over. So you really want about I'd say 20 or 25 degree angle on either side. I would go with a wider angle, and that's going to make your edge a lot more sturdy. But now when I'm sharpening it, I guess it puts sort of a minor secondary bevel on it. And I even got this part sharp up here. I'm sure this thing would pierce things like nobody's business. That's some pretty thick plasticky cardboard there. Just cut through. But yeah, it's got a nasty point on it. Very pointed. I'd hate to get stabbed with that. I'm sure it'll go through this like effortlessly. So yeah, I wouldn't want to get stabbed with it. But yeah, it is the Cold Steel Tactical Tonto machete, and I'm happy with it. And it came with this piece of paracord. It was actually, I don't know if you can see it, it was through this little loop here on the machete, right? I mean on the sheath right there. So they gave you that, and I just decided to put it through the handle for looks. But with it being carbon steel, you know, if you are going to backpack it, you're going to have to keep it oiled, because that, you know, the edge is exposed. But it's good for, I mean, like I said, it was only like 21 something shipped. You know, if you got Prime, if you got Amazon Prime, you know, you're going to get free shipping. So, anyway, put that back up so you can see with the, actually, let me weigh it without the sheath here and see what I got here. Okay, I'm looking at 1.4, 1 pound, and then 1.4 ounces. So what would that be, 16.4 ounces or something? Careful putting it in there. So you just slide that through, snap and all, and there it is, secure. It's not coming out. No rattle, none of that crap. That's a big intimidating blade. I wouldn't want anybody coming at me with it. So I think they hit the hit the ball out of the park, for that price, especially for like $22 shipped and all. Let me see what it weighs with the sheath. And I bumped it up about three ounces, so no big deal. Anyway, I don't know if the model number's on there. I don't want to get it wrong. I'll show the package one more time, the packaging. And they've got those on Amazon. The second one is a budget M-Tech. I think this is the newer one. This is an M-Tech Extreme. It says MX8135. Yep, pretty sure that's right. I'll stick it up there. Maybe y'all got better eyes than I do. MX8135. And I just bought this one because I like the look of it. It does appear to have a G10 handle though. I like that. She has a place you could put a either a sharpening stone, or you might be able to squeeze a fire steel too in there. Both of them maybe, because that's a pretty good pocket. So yeah, this one comes with a decent sheath at least. There it says M-Tech Extreme on it. You've got this paracord in the back. I guess that's for strapping to your leg. It's got double snaps. So it does seem to be pretty solid there. And a button, which I can't stand Velcro, so I'm glad they gave you a button snap closure there. And I don't know about you, but that is an unusual looking blade. You've got this open hole here, I guess, so you could choke up on it, but I guess you can choke up like that. It does have a little bit of jimping here. It's mild, but it's there. I have no idea what this groove's for, unless it's their idea of a blood groove. But I don't know, I just thought it was nasty looking. That would be a good self-defense weapon too. And then you got a type of glass breaker looking deal on the back. It's okay. I think it could probably be a little sharper. It's a little rounded. I would put it on a little grinder or something like that and maybe grind it a little bit sharper. Full tank construction. Here you can see. I'm not sure on the overall length. Let me go grab a ruler. I forgot to bring that in here. I'll be right back. I gotta learn to be prepared when I do these videos. I'm not always so prepared, am I? Well, if you throw in the window breaker, you're looking at 11 and a quarter, maybe 11 and 5/8. I mean, not 5/8. 11 and I think. It's hard to measure because it's not straight. Do it again. So just a shy over 11 and a quarter. Maybe 11 and 3/8. So, and you got this piece here that's, I don't know if you can see that, but it's ground, it's flat ground on both sides coming to a chisel point, like on both sides. I guess you could use that for a fire steel. It would work pretty good if it's sharp, yeah, sharper. Feels like it might be. Feels like it might work. I'll have to try it. This one, dull. It's fairly dull. It's got a little bit of an edge. It's not bad, but I'll have to work on that. Pretty sure this one will cut. If I do, if I might get lucky. Well, okay. Can't tell sometimes. Maybe it's sharper than I thought. Okay. So maybe it's not so bad. but I'll still strop it either way. But it's a unique looking knife. I think the G10 scales could be a little thicker. But as you can tell, the back of it, I mean, it's a really thick piece of steel on the back. It's hard to sell because it doesn't really contrast that well, the black on black. I think they should have put like maybe a green G10 or maybe red or something different. But there's nothing loose on it. It is solid. I'd say these are just for looks. But it's an unusual looking knife, and that's what I like. I like unusual knives. And it would work really well in a knife fight, I guess. Not that I'm ever planning on getting into a knife fight, but I can see a problem right here with the sheath. You're going to have to be careful sticking it in there because you're liable to cut the strap. Well, but it locks in pretty secure. And like I said, it's got a double loops for your belt, so I'd say that's going to be pretty secure. I don't remember what I paid for this knife. I think it was around 20 or 25 too, maybe less. I don't remember. What I say was, I'll just have to go to Amazon and look this model number up. It's the MX8135. So, yeah, it's just been a while since I did a video. I just wanted to show my face and show off some new stuff. And actually, I have a bunch of other new stuff. I need to do more videos. I think my next one, on my next video, I'm just gonna show all my new stuff that I've got over maybe the last 6 months. And it might make it a long video, I don't know, but I've got a few new subs, and I wanted to, give them some more content, some more stuff to look at. Give them some ideas on what they might like or whatever, Might show them something they really like. I mean, you don't know. I mean, everybody's different, and everybody likes different knives. And we're all constrained by our budget, or I am anyway. I'm sure there's some people out there that, like Skelton. If you watch Jim Skelton, I believe is his name, that man must have sunk $500,000 in just custom knives, because if you watch his channel, he's like, every knife he shows you is in the $2,000 to $5,000 range. And I think he was in the radio business, and he made really good money. So I wish I was that fortunate. I'm sure we all do. And then I might buy a $2,000 knife or $2,500 knife or whatever, maybe. But I consider myself pretty modest and conservative, so but I just buy what I like, and I don't really care what other people think. If you don't like it, then you don't like it, and that's your business. But I'm not going to follow anybody else for what they like. If they want to buy $4,000 or $5,000 knives, They got the money. You know, they're not living out in the street because of it. I don't have any problem with it. But yep. Thanks to all the new subs. I had a couple, I think, in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And keep collecting, guys, and buy what you want, and don't give a damn about. You know, you say monkey see, monkey do, and I try not to be that kind of guy. Because some people just buy what other people say is in style at the time, and I don't do that. And if I did do that, I probably would be more broke than I already am. So, yeah, because a lot of new knives are expensive, you know. If you keep up with the Joneses and you buy all the new Spydercos and all the Benchmades and, you know, CRKTs and you know, Chris Reeve, or, you know, all this new Wee knives, all, you know, all these custom knife makers, and they're making a fortune, I'm sure. And, you know, I wish I had the skill to, you know, make my own knives. But you don't really have to, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to, you know, to get some decent knives if you know what you're looking for. But you do have to know what you're looking for, because if you just buy a knife because you think it looks cool without checking out the construction and the materials and stuff, you know, like this knife, it's not an expensive knife, but if it wasn't full tang, I think they use a 440C on their extreme line most of the time. Which, you know, a lot of people say 440 isn't that great, 440C isn't that great, but, you know, it's a high carbon stainless, and at one time it was considered, you know, top of the line. And it holds a good edge. And if you ask me, it's not as brittle as like 8CR13 MOV. I've seen some CR13 MOV knives just snap in half. You know, with a high carbon steel stainless like 440C, you're really not that apt to see it just snap in half, unless you're really beating the tar out of it. And you know, Cold Steel's using, I think, a 1055 carbon. So, and usually, and especially the way they make these machetes too, you know, there's so much flex in them. You know, there's enough give in it to where even if you do hit something hard, it's more than likely just going to bounce off. Like if you hit a knot and a stump or something like that, it'll probably bounce off. It may roll your edge a little bit, but I don't think it's going to snap the blade in two. But so yeah, if you're going to get into knife collecting, you really should you should study some metallurgy. And, you know, watch some of these other guys that really know what they're talking about. You know, check out all the different kind of steels that are out there. There's guides online. You can find out, you know, all the new modern high-end steels, and, you know, and what their corrosion resistance and all that crap is. And, they're, you know, but it all depends on what you're looking for. If you want a knife if you just want a knife for home defense, it doesn't matter if it's stainless. You know, it can be a little more brittle. I mean, you could use a, you know, $10 Chinese junk knife and kill somebody with it. It doesn't matter. It's just depends on the weather conditions you're going to leave that tool in. You know. If I'm going to leave a knife in my car, like in the winter, I want to leave a stainless knife or something with very good corrosion resistance. And if I do, like I have a machete in my car, it's carbon steel, but I oil it like once or twice a year, you know. So it's never had a rust issue. I keep oil on the blade, you know, on the bevel and stuff. So you know, you just got to take care of your tools. You can look at the knife as a tool. That's what it is. If you take care of it, it may save your life. It may help you survive if you get stuck in the wilderness or whatever. Just it's like anything else, you have to take care of it. So anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm sorry, guys. I get carried away sometimes. The knife collecting is my passion, and as you can tell, guess I'm obsessed with them. So anyway, you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.